Okay, guys.
Hello.
This is who she is. I gotta let her be her. I agree. Sorry about that.
It's good.
A bird chirped and she said, "That's my grandma." I'm like, they're not gonna know who you're talking about. But she's right. That's who she is, and that's why we love her. Okay, so Michaela and I are going to teach you on the next video how to see your spirit guides or how to talk to your spirit guides in under 3 minutes. But TikTok. I love TikTok, but you have a 10-minute window to teach and to say what you have to say. And there's some things we need to actually say, hey?
Yeah.
We need to talk about.
We need a lot more time.
They're big, yeah, they're big concepts and they're big things. And there's a couple things even here that you're not expecting me to say that I'm going to bring up.
Surprise.
Surprise! Okay, so first and foremost, when I say back to imagination, when I say imagination, it's the first thing you think.
Fake make believe.
Yeah, bullshit, lies, not true, things like that. And that's because my mom taught me, I taught her, you hear it at school. The first thing you learn is
Everywhere.
imagination is fake, it's not true. And here's the reality, you guys. Imagination is not fake. Imagination is your creation, your creator space. We are a creator, we are creative beings, and we have a creative space. And I think that we will never become a conspiracy channel. I mean, if you guys want to bring it in and you want to have conversations about it, we can do that. But this will
Little
never ever,
sprinkles might
yeah,
be okay,
this
but-
will never ever be about conspiracy because there's so many. It's
Yeah,
such a big
yeah.
topic, and I don't think to learn we need to do that. But I do need to bring this one up because I do think that we were intentionally taught that imagination wasn't true because it is at the core of so many things we do, like talking to your spirit guides, expressing and learning about your clairs, remote viewing, all of that stuff. Please forgive the sirens when you hear them occasionally. But it is at the core such a huge part of it. And I think that they honestly told us, or they put out there, that imagination wasn't real because they didn't want us looking at it. You know what I mean? Like, look at remote viewing. Look at remote viewing.
Good.
It's that quick when you get in your creator space.
Yeah.
Now, you tell the population that creator space is imagination, it's fake, all of a sudden what they're seeing. Because with remote viewing, you can go see whatever the hell you want. There is no limitations. A government or a body of people that does not want you seeing shit, the only way to shut that down is to make that not true.
Well, even look at when you were talking about, and you were kind of explaining to me this new way of doing like the remote viewing. The second you said imagination, it was like I couldn't grasp it. I kept getting in my head about how to really do it.
Yeah,
Because
well,
it's more
that's the
imagination,
thing.
get
That's
in
the
your
thing,
box.
right? You've been taught imagination isn't real. So we start talking about remote viewing, and this goes back to when I was originally teaching Michaela how to remote view. She had two hang-ups. First of all, what do you mean imagination? I thought this was real. And
Yeah.
her second thing was, well, how does it work? Well, how does it work? Most things, when it comes to source, it's not your business how it works. When you manifest, your job is to think about what you want, get yourself into a place of receiving that, and let go.
Yeah.
How it gets brought to you is none of your damn business. You do not
like
need to
that.
know that to make it work. It's the same with remote viewing. You do not need to know how you're able to see, but I'll tell you this right now. You're able to see because you are a creative being. And these are your gifts. These are yours. You were brought here to do this. So why the hell wouldn't you be able to see? But then you get a certain body of people who do not want you to see certain things. A good way to create that is to convince you that it's not true. Best trick the devil ever did was convince people he didn't exist. Right? Same guidelines. There's, like I said on TikTok, and I'll say the same thing here. I don't want to fill this place up with stats and shit. But you go online and you look, honestly. They have done enough tests that show that memory and imagination fires the same neurons and the same pathways in the brain. Almost identical. You know what I mean? The CIA used, and up until recently, although they declined this, or they wouldn't admit it, now they are, they used remote viewing. Now, if you look at how they tell you how to remote view, it's all these friggin' steps and all these things. You suck till that whole thing I was talking about before. And it's because they don't want you to do it. Once you start doing that, you can look where you want. There is no control.
Exactly.
There's no censorship. They can't censor your innate abilities. They can't censor who you intrinsically are. So They can't censor it. All they have to do is
Make it seem impossible.
make it seem impossible. Make it seem like you can't do it. Make it seem like it's bullshit. And then you question it. You question what you're seeing. You question if it's real. The second you start questioning that shit, guess what? You either lose interest
Exactly.
or you're done. And it is the perfect way to keep you out of what they don't want you in. So that's why. That's why. Here's another truth bomb. This is something we haven't talked about. When I first started my journey, I got fixated on not just my chakras, but my third eye and my pineal gland. Because I knew, I had that aha moment where I was like, I know I'm supposed to see this stuff. I know I'm supposed to have the ability to see. Everybody's telling me I can do it. So I'm going to work on it. And I used to keep my kids, I brought the shit out of them, or I'd take them somewhere and let them have a play date and go sit home for 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours working on my third eye and opening my third eye. Okay, so everybody in here, you guys are welcome to believe what you want to believe, but here's a truth that I've come to learn for myself. It's true for myself. I have verified this with my own spirit guides. It is my truth. Believe it or not, but I'm going to give it to you. Third eye being open is bullshit. You guys, your third eye is another one of your chakras. It is always open, so to speak. It's not what you're seeing through. I know a lot of people say they open their third eye and they see. And here's the reality from what I believe, okay? And this isn't even what Michaela believes yet. It's the first time she's hearing it too. I think that when people work on their third eye and they believe they can see through the third eye, I think the pineal gland is a powerful seat of intuition. I think it gives us a lot of those intuitive feelings and emotions and vibrations that we feel. I think when you're working on opening your third eye and you're working on seeing, I think you're connecting with your third eye. I think you're getting the impulses, electrical impulses. I think in some cases you're seeing shapes in that behind your closed eye. But when you open your third eye, so to speak, and you see, I believe you're only remote viewing, you guys. I think you're still remote viewing, because remote viewing is that quick to do, especially when you practice it. I think you've connected to your third eye. I think you've connected to all of these vibrations and feelings and things like that, but you're not seeing through your third eye. You're actually remote viewing with a connection to your third eye. Maybe it helps propel it, booster it, whatever you want to call it, but you're seeing through remote viewing. That's what you're seeing. You're remote viewing what you're seeing.
A pretty good concept, actually.
Absolutely. And then you tie in people that use their third eye to see the future, or to see entities and things like that. And I think you're just pulling in claircognizant, clair knowing, all your clairs. I think you're pulling in your gifts. And I think, unfortunately, I think it's being attributed, a lot of that, to the third eye, because I do believe that they told us. I believe it was put out there that if you want to see, you have to open your third eye. So people spent a lot of time focusing on a place that they were never going to be able to see from. When all along you could have literally, in under 30 seconds, remote viewed what you wanted to do, or connected to your gifts that you all have. If you're sitting here watching this, guys, you are psychic. You have these abilities. I promise you, you have them, whether you've connected and identified or not. And we can help you do that in other videos, or in the comments, or however you guys want to do that. We'll help you. But if you're here watching this still, it's because you guys know that you guys are creative beings and that you guys have these gifts.
Okay, so essentially, like, you believe, like,
Speak up.
essentially you believe that your third eye is not open, and it's just like your chakras.
I don't
Obviously
believe
it's a part of your chakras.
Here's the thing:
but
it's part of your chakra system, of course.
Absolutely.
I don't believe it's open or closed. I think your third eye is your third eye, and it's part of your chakra system. Same as your throat chakra, your heart chakra. I believe that. I also believe that you have a heart chakra, but behind your heart chakra is your spiritual heart.
Yeah.
It's different. That's where your soul comes through. That's where we come through. And we will do a video on that, because that's a powerful place, you guys.
Yeah.
Powerful. And it kicks up everything from manifestation to your knowing, to your abilities. Oh, it's wonderful. It feels so good.
I do.
That's home. That is home,
It is
guys.
home.
It is home. And it kicks up and identifies so much. But yeah, no, I don't think your third eye is this. They say the pineal gland is the seat of knowing. I think it's the seat of intuition. It might be the seat of knowing. Maybe it is. But I think that we were directed to open our third eye, so that people spent their time focusing on that is like a misdirection. Look at that, so you're not looking at that, because here's the reality. And it just so happened that it was a wonderful coincidence that when people opened the third eye, they were able to tie into remote viewing and see. I don't think people who see through their third eye, I don't think they're bullshitting at all. I think they are seeing. But I think what they're actually tapping into is remote viewing. And I think that because there are people, groups, whatever, out there that don't want us to have the abilities, or don't want us to awaken to the abilities we have, I think that misdirection was part of that. And I think that they tried to misdirect us with third eye. And I was a victim of it 5 years. I mean, when I first learned how to remote view, kiddo, do you remember the squeal that came out of my room?
Yeah.
Under 30 seconds, guys. Under 30 seconds. Because we have this ability. We're supposed to have this ability. We say it all the time. If they can do it,
We can do it.
that's not bullshit. And when we say kiss it, keep it simple, sweetheart, it's because anything out there that we're supposed to be doing literally can be done in 1 or 2 steps. More steps than that is typically anything more than 5 steps is an attempt to confuse you, dissuade you, whatever, and it usually won't work.
Well, and this is exactly why we want you guys to help with these KISS methods, kind of break down stuff and
Or to help with any kind of methods,
Yes.
right? Forget the KISS method.
not really KISS methods.
To help us
Yeah.
identify easier ways to do things. I mean, anybody who's in this community, if you sat here for the last, 12 minutes and watched our mugs talk about this shit, then you guys have already identified within your own lives things that you can do and easier ways of doing it. I guarantee, whether you're aware of it or not. We all have the clairs. We've talked about this before. We all have abilities.
Yeah.
Some people, when they're born, they're just they come in deciding that. So I believe we choose to come in. We choose before we come in. These certain individuals are going to be part of my life path and part of helping me awaken or cause contrast or conflict in my life, because you can't know light until you know dark. You can't know good until you know bad, right? So these people are here to help us awaken and do our journey, clear karmic debt, all of that stuff. We've talked about this before. But I think that some people, when they choose to come in, they say, okay, I'm going to come in remembering a little bit more, or being a little bit closer to the veil, or whatever. And they come in and they have these abilities. But just because they have those abilities and they were able to tap in easier and maybe teach quicker, takes nothing away from the fact that every last one of those things you can do. And if they haven't identified there's an easier way to do it, you probably have. You know what I mean? Or intuitively you've known while you're doing this shouldn't be this hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you thought that was something, then you're right. I guarantee that it shouldn't be that hard, and you found the hard way to do it. So what Michaela and I started doing was we started finding big topics or topics that we were interested in while we were learning, saying, okay, what's a quicker way, an easier way to do this? Because I got 2 boys in my house. I got a daughter, a little 7-year-old, that is so excited to learn this and so excited to do this. She tries to meditate. She goes, and no clue what she's
Yeah.
doing, but she gives it her all. But I've got 2 boys, one who is interested, but not really willing to put in a lot of the time.
No.
And I got another one that's not interested at all. He doesn't want to hear it. He thinks I'm crazy. So when we first started, we're like, okay, we want the boys to eventually find their path, to eventually be able to do this, because I think that life is just better when you remember who you really are. You know what I mean? So we started breaking things down, thinking, okay, so how can we teach them? It was only after Michaela started doing tarot cards and reading and doing automatic writing and stuff that we really went, okay, we've explored a lot of the things out there, and it would sure be nice to have a place where there's not just one central teacher. Like, we didn't want to create a place where there was one figurehead and everybody sat around learning, and occasionally people would put up their hand and say, oh, I got this one.
Yeah.
We wanted a place that was comfortable and safe, that we could all sit around and say, okay, like the third eye thing, this is what I believe. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to buy into it. If it's not for you, put down. Put down. Don't pick it up. You do not have to believe anything we say. You do not have to, if it does not resonate with you, it's not meant for you. You know what I mean? Pick a different video or go to a different teacher. There's hundreds of them. But please come back, because not everything we say is going to resonate.
Yep.
And not everything you guys respond with is going to resonate. But that's how we learn, and that's how we do it. And everything we say, everything we will teach is testable. And we request that you test it. Because you have to use discernment. You can't blindly follow anyone. That's called a cult. It is. You want to test what we're saying, and you want to feel intuitively, is this for me? Is this something that feels right for me? You're going to know. You're psychic beings, you guys. We're creators. You're going to know if it's for you. You're going to know if it resonates with you. And if it doesn't, put it down. Go find something else that does.
Exactly.
You know? So, anyways, I hope this video wasn't boring. We will do the spirit guides tonight, and I do believe you want to do the automatic writing tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have some good tips and tricks and
Michaela
kind of
and I,
ways to get into that spot.
we used TikTok. Initially, TikTok was for the flow to get people to our YouTube channel. I didn't expect to fall in love with TikTok. I love it, and I love the people on there. But at the core, this is the channel that we want to use for our home, because there's so much more we can do on here. We can do lives and things like that easier. You know what I mean? So
Bringing more people onto it.
yeah, we want this home base, but we will tandem both of them. We will use this one for our bigger subjects and the ones that are going to take a little bit more. So the spirit guides is going to take a little bit more. We're looking at about 20 minutes, so we'll do it here. Same with the automatic writing.
I think so.
But maybe you could pull some tarot cards on TikTok for some people.
Yeah.
And we could show you guys some things. If she can read TikToks, you can read TikTok. Or not. Tarots! Oh, I'm tired.
We got into the whole TikTok thing, that's why.
We did.
TikTok tarot.
I do love TikTok, guys. You guys have made me fall in love with it. It's really cool. So, anyways, that's this. This is where we sit. Let us know what you guys think. I'm not gonna say subscribe and click. You guys know how to do this shit. If you guys want to see us again, you know where to find us. Subscribe or don't. Click notifications or don't. Doesn't much matter. Just come back and see us at times. And if you have anything to teach us, if you want to come on and have a conversation, like a dialogue like this, you guys, we're not intending to be the only ones on here. We want other people to be up here teaching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, share your experiences. Share what works best for you, because you know what? Everybody has different styles of learning.
Yeah, that's right.
And different styles of techniques, or what works at, like how you were saying. With
And we're
moving.
not all going to agree. I really want to know later what you think about that whole third eye thing after you've marinated a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe you could let them know too what you think. I mean, that's, like I said, that was between me and my guides and something we've talked about, but not all people are going to feel that way, and you might not even feel that way. So that, if you guys have ideas or thoughts about that, I'd like to hear about that too, because that was a big one I put out. And if you like this style of video, let us know. I mean, we could probably get a little more energetic in the next one, but I wanted to make it very serious, because we were talking about imagination. We were talking about, and you know what, I'm going to stop saying imagination. I'm going to start just saying our creative space. You know what I mean? And then I'll maybe put IE, imagine, but you guys will know what I mean.
I'm pretty sure you guys will know.
I just want to take the connotation out of it. I don't want it to be the bad word, the icky word.
We're going to call it the icky
Hey,
word.
do you guys remember Pee-wee's Playhouse, where he would say a word and everyone, yeah, yell the word of the day?
No.
Never mind, you're too young. I know. My baby girl. Okay, thank you for joining us. We will see you guys again soon. We'll see you guys in a couple hours. You will be the star of the show. Bye, guys.
Bye.